ever looked in your closet and thought, I have some really great pieces, but why doesn't anything actually work together? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. And today I'm showing you exactly how I built a spring capsule wardrobe that finally feels polished, practical, and pulled together. I'll walk you through how I chose each piece of this capsule, from the color palettes to the prints, and to the layering pieces, all using items I picked up at Talbot's this season. And more importantly, I'll show you how to do the same, even if your style or your shopping habits are completely different from mine. Because this is not about rigid rules or owning the perfect 10 pieces. It's about creating a wardrobe that fits your lifestyle for your real life and will help make getting dressed feel like a joy again. The first thing I do is I set my style intention. So before I even start shopping, I ask myself, how do I want to feel this spring? For me, the words were fresh, classic, colorful, and pulled together. I wanted looks that felt polished without being stuffy, and that made me excited to get dressed again after a long winter. And that's when I turned to Talbot's. This is not a sponsored video, however, I will provide links to everything that I'm wearing and showing in the video in the description below. Their spring collection this year is full of timeless silhouettes, beautiful fabric, and really playful prints, but in a way that still feels elevated and grown up. So if you're starting your own capsule, ask yourself, what do I want my style to say this season? Because it's really like setting a tone for this next chapter. I usually like to change up my capsule wardrobe quarterly. So it's like, what is it going to say about me this quarter or this season? So number 2 on the list, I always start with anchor colors. Every capsule wardrobe needs a strong foundation, and that usually starts with your anchor colors. For this spring, I chose navy and white as my 2 base colors. Navy is one of my all-time favorites. It's classic, it's elegant, but it has a much softer feel than black, especially in the springtime and daylight. And white adds that beautiful crisp brightness that instantly signals spring. And I made sure that every piece I brought into this capsule could either complement or pair directly with one of these 2 colors. And this is really the key to a capsule. If you have good base colors that are your anchors and everything mixes and matches with them, you are going to have so many outfit options because everything's working together without a ton of effort. The third thing I do is I add personality with color and print. And now this is the fun part, adding print and personality to your wardrobe. In this season, I found quite a few button-up shirts from Talbot's that instantly made me happy when I look at them. Some have florals, others have playful stripes, watercolor effects, there's some paisley, and even some polka dots in there. But they all tie back, even though I've got lots of prints and lots going on, they all tie back to either navy or white somewhere in the print. And that is the key to adding color back into your wardrobe. So when you're adding prints to your capsule, look for a common thread. It could be a shared background color, or maybe they all feature the same 2 or 3 accent colors. And this is how you're going to create harmony in your wardrobe and not chaos. The fourth thing I do is I try to coordinate, not match. I also picked up a few lightweight cotton sweaters in complementary tones. They don't have to be exact matches, but they coordinate beautifully with the shirts I got. For example, I got a sunny yellow sweater that doesn't match any one shirt, picks up a tiny detail in some of the prints. And the result is it makes it feel intentional. Believe it or not, capsule wardrobe dressing isn't about matching everything. It's about curating pieces that relate to each other. And that's what makes your wardrobe feel pulled together without feeling fussy. The next thing I do is I think about layering. You know, spring weather can be very unpredictable. That's why light layers with a capsule wardrobe are really essential. I always like to make sure I have 2 layering pieces. Things like cardigan sweaters, lightweight knits, maybe a denim jacket, or light raincoat. They keep you comfortable, but they are also going to add visual interest to simple outfits. And since my sweaters and shirts all have colors that can be worked together, layering them never feels random. Let's move on to the 6th thing that I do, which is choose versatile silhouettes. When I'm selecting my capsule pieces, I always ask myself, can I wear this at least 3 different ways. Let's take a button-up shirt, for example. It can be worn buttoned up, tied at the waist, or layered open over a tank. Or for another example, a navy ankle pant can be worn with loafers and a blouse, or sneakers and a tee. If a piece works in only one specific way, I usually skip it. Versatility is the secret to getting more outfits out of fewer pieces. The 7th thing I do is I include the glue pieces. Now, this is something a lot of people forget when they're building a capsule. They are the glue pieces. These are going to be your supporting basics. Things like simple tees, tank tops, a neutral pant, or denim. And they're not exciting, so they're not that fun to buy, but they are essential to a capsule. Those are going to help your statement pieces really shine and make outfit building so much easier. In this capsule, I added a white tank, a pair of very comfortable jeans with stretch, and a pair of beautiful white linen pants. And what I love is these items will go with everything, and they'll quietly do the heavy lifting of my capsule all season long. The 8th thing I do is I stick to a color strategy. Here's where capsule wardrobes can either work beautifully or fall apart. I built this capsule using a limited but very cohesive color palette. White, navy, and a few accent colors that really appear across the shirts and sweaters. And that's it. If you find yourself struggling to mix and match, it's usually a color issue. Too many bold, unconnected colors will make your wardrobe feel disjointed. But when your colors play well together, getting dressed really becomes a breeze. The 9th thing I do is I build my capsule for my real life. And I say this all the time. Your wardrobe should reflect your real life today and not your fantasy life. So I choose clothes that fit my lifestyle, that fit my body, and that I actually like to wear. So when I chose these pieces, I actually thought about where I'm going each week. Errands, lunches, work from home days, travel. I wanted pieces that felt polished enough to elevate my look each day, but still comfortable and easy to move in. And capsule wardrobe dressing does not mean you wear boring clothes. It means you wear the right clothes to fit your life. The 10th thing I do is I like to leave room to evolve. I like to remind myself that a capsule wardrobe is never permanent. It's not rigid, and it's a starting point. I'll probably add a couple fun accessories or swap in a new shirt later in the season. And that's the beauty of a capsule. It gives you clarity and flexibility. You don't need to buy an entirely new wardrobe all at once. You just need a really thoughtful plan and a few great pieces to build from. That's my real life spring capsule wardrobe built around navy and white with a few really joyful prints. And as I said before, I've linked all of them in the description below. If this inspired you to simplify and refresh your own wardrobe, let me know in the comments. I'd love hearing what colors or pieces you're working from this season. And if you're ready for a little extra help, make sure you download my free Ultimate Style Refresh Guide, and I'll link that below as well. It's filled with tips, tools, and wardrobe checklists to help you feel fabulous and confident in your style, no matter your age, size, or budget. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you in the next video.